But Sinead's artistry and activism cannot be separated. They were essential to each other. Her artistic integrity, her sense of justice, came from her own experience of injustice. And she was determined to use her music and her platform to blow the lid open on abuse, exploitation and oppression of every form. Poverty, war, institutional and interpersonal abuse, misogyny, racism, homophobia, transphobia. Sinead touched on them all, and she was vilified for doing so. She was not fearless. She felt the fear, but she did it anyway. That's the real definition of bravery. From hanging a baby grow out of her jeans at the Grammys, to shaving her head, she refused to bow to record company expectations of what a female musician should be. Some of today's pop stars are billionaires, with clothing lines made in sweatshops. Sinead paid dearly for her principles, but it was a price she was prepared to pay. To be a protest singer rather than a pop star. For example, she withstood the furore from refusing to allow the US national anthem to be played at her gigs when the US war machine was gearing up in the Middle East. And of course, we all know the commercial price that she paid for tearing up the picture of the Pope over the Vatican cover-up of abuse. Sinead O'Connor really was cancelled, but she wasn't interested in money. She gave away half her earnings. Her generosity was legendary, as we're now hearing. She understood the grind and poverty of capitalism when she wrote of the young mother down at Smithfield 5 a.m. looking for food for her kids. Today, that's more present than ever, as the carnage from the housing crisis seeps unchecked through every facet of Irish society. How relevant is Black Boys on Mopeds as we watch racist police killings in the US, in France and Ireland? There are huge questions to be answered about how Sinead was treated. I feel I should put them because Sinead would want those questions asked of the Irish state. Yeah. It's patriarchal family court system that denies women like Sinead access to their own children, that denied Sinead on 2 occasions. It's third-rate mental health services. Why was a child left to suffer such cruelty in the first place, like Sinead and her siblings? Why could Sinead and her son not access the therapy that they needed in this country? Unsolved trauma runs through everything Sinead experienced, and the utterly misogynistic media worldwide stands indicted. They ridiculed Sinead for profit and clickbait, and they're still doing it today. The Irish state still holds the church in awe. The church got bargain basement reparations there recently. They still run our schools and hospitals. The state considers €5,000 adequate compensation for a mother incarcerated in the mother and baby homes Sinead knew so well. The same price RTE paid for flip-flops is considered adequate compensation for having your life ruined. We should take inspiration from Sinead's courage as we look at the world today. Sinead sang in one of her songs, "These are dangerous days." These are more dangerous days than ever, because the planet itself is in peril from profit seeking. A right-wing backlash has taken place on women's bodily autonomy, on LGBT rights. The far right are attacking refugees. They're closing libraries. It's a time we need to be active. Sinead sang, "Remember what I told you. If they hated me, they'd hate you." We can't allow one group to be picked off and have them divide us. We need to come together. We need to build a movement to bring down a system drift in poverty, violence, sexism and racism. Our power is there if we use it. Sinead showed us that. We need to use it collectively now. Sinead sought out different spiritual, She sought out spiritual and mental peace in different religions and ideas. For me, everything she decried is rooted in systemic oppression and cries out for socialist change. Sinead's music was a call to action. Let's answer that call from today. Sinead, Shihada, rest in peace.
Thank you so much, Ruth. So, Taig is going to come up and lead our sing-along to Nothing Compares. And I just want to say to everyone that we've booked some tables in Street 66 afterwards. If people want to come, we continue to, talk and celebrate the activism and art of Sinead. You're more than welcome to join us. So, yeah, whenever you're ready. Thanks, everyone.
1, 2, 1, 2. I'd like to thank Rosa for having me here today. My name is Taig, and I think Sinead knew more than anyone the power that music holds to bring groups of people together. The marginalised and the traumatised, Ireland's great defender. Fight the real enemy. Now, I'm going to guide us through this sing-along. And I want to hear every single person singing with me. It's been 7 hours and 15 days since you took your love away. I go out every night and sleep all day since you took your love away. And since you've been gone, I can do whatever I want. I can see whomever I choose. I can eat my dinner in a fancy restaurant, but nothing falling. Tell me, baby, where did I go wrong? I could put my arms around every boy I see, but they'd only remind me of you. I went to the doctor and guess what he told me? Guess what he told me? He said, girl, you gotta learn to have fun no matter what you do. But he's a fool, 'cause nothing compares. Nothing compares to you. And all the flowers that you planted, mama, in the backyard, all died when you went away. And I know that living with your baby was sometimes hard, but I'm willing to give it another try, 'cause nothing compares. Nothing compares to you. I said nothing compares. Nothing compares to you. One more time. Let's go. Nothing compares. Nothing compares to you.